Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Solving Advent of Code in Rust and Try to Learn Rust in Between. I'm Roberto, and we have
Eugene?
and
Luciano.
thank you everyone for following along. If you never did Advent of Code, Advent of Code is a challenge that is published every year around the Christmas period. Now we are working on the last year one, the 2020 year one. There are 24 challenges, and you can find them on adventofcode.com. We are publishing all our code in a Git repository.
Sorry, I missed the cue.
In a Git repository, that is this one. Voice activation is not working very well. We are working on that. We have a YouTube channel where we publish all our recording, and you can find them in the description down below. Last time we left on part 1 of exercise 19. We were not done with it, but we were very near to the end of it. And today we are going on and probably also doing part 2. So who is driving?
I'll be driving today. So I should share my screen, and I think we should probably go. Hang on, let me find. There we go. This is the correct screen.
Make sure to pull the latest changes.
I did. But I can do it again just to be super certain. Yep, I did pull it. Cool. I should probably zoom in as well, right? Because I don't know how readable that is.
A little bit.
Is that okay now? Hopefully it is.
I think so, yeah.
All right, so let's maybe start with a recap about basically what the problem/question is. Oh no, this is the wrong exercise. Apologies.
We are in 19.
Exercise 19. Maybe or maybe not. I was looking at the old one. Right. So exercise 19 was an exercise where we basically got a bunch of rules. Maybe looking at the input will be a bit more helpful, I think. We have a bunch of rules which can either reference other rules, which are these ones, which are numbers, which means you have to apply these two rules in order. This is for matching strings. Apologies, I should have said that first. So the idea is that we get an input and we have to verify whether a string is correct or not, right? Yeah, that's what we were doing. Sorry, checking for myself. So there are three types of rules. One of them is this reference to another rule stuff. There are the ones with a pipe, which basically means this sequence of rules or this sequence of rules must be true. And then there are the actual final rules, if we can find one here, like this one, there you go, which is basically going to be a character, which means that the current character that you're looking at has to be this B, in this case, particular character. So what we did so far was we built this rule set thingy where we're basically parsing the input to try to build the rules. It's an enum, basically, so it's either a sequence, which is referencing other rules. It can be a fork, which are the two types of rules that can be, or a leaf, which is an actual end rule. We have a big function that we wrote, which is basically just creating that rule set with a bunch of complicated logic that we won't go through, because I think this was working. I think we even had some tests for this, right? Yeah,
yes.
We had these things, exactly. Tests, well, printing out the output, which is, more of a manual test, but it's something. So I think the point where we got to was actually validating. Yeah, correct. So we're validating leaf rules, which is basically the ones which are like a single string, a single character within the string. We are dealing with a sequence, and I think that worked correctly. And I think this was refactored to look like this to make it way more readable than what we had. And the last is, that we need to deal with forks. So we basically need to run two sequences and see if either of them returns true.
If I can add something to that, is basically, it's almost like we are building a regular expression engine with, of course, simplified capabilities. Because at the end of the day, with all these rules, We just want to take a string and see if that string is actually valid to the rules. And then the whole problem is, of course, rather than having just one string, you have a sequence of strings and you just want to count the ones that are valid. So now we have a way to build the rules machine, basically, but now we really have to build the part that consumes the input and tells you if it's valid or not.
Exactly, the one that actually applies the rules. Okay, so I'm going to, for now at least, assume that this thing was working. And I think the way we did it was...
I don't
Okay,
think we
so it was
tested
recursive.
this one, yeah, but we were thinking to build a recursive solution where we eat every single character, basically, and then we keep going until either the string is all consumed and you still have rules left to apply and then it's not valid, or the opposite, you don't have rules anymore but you still have pieces of string, or if you try to apply a rule to a given character and that character doesn't match. So these are all the error cases, or the success case is when you completed all the rules, you don't have any input left and the last rule matches the last character.
Yeah. One thing I notice here is that we're sending a reference to a string. I'm actually not sure what this apostrophe A thing means, because I don't think I've seen it before.
So that's basically a lifetime annotation.
Okay.
And that is basically saying that in this validate function, what we want to do is, rather than returning true or false, we return an option that contains the remaining string to validate. Now, since this is a string reference, an str, we need to specify to the Rust compiler that the lifetime of that string is going to be equivalent to the lifetime of the incoming original string. So that %A is basically like a marker saying if the lifetime of this source string is called A, the lifetime of the output string is going to be the same because we are calling it A as well.
So the Rust compiler know that if they allocate for any reason the string from memory, the option is not valid anymore, and so when it compiles, if you try to use the option after you allocated the string, is giving at compile time is telling you, look, you're referencing to something that disappeared, so it's preventing you from null pointer exception and those kinds of stuff.
Fair enough. Okay, makes sense. The reason I brought that up is because if we're dealing with forks right now, and we consume characters from the string, it might be tricky because essentially starting from one character, we're going to need to go down two paths.
Yeah, but we are not consuming the string. We are just moving a pointer into the str.
Were we?
Yeah, when you see line 51.
Oh, yeah, because we're returning, sorry.
Line 51, we are calling ourselves again with the string starting from one. That one is not consuming the string. It's just saying, okay, instead of starting from here, start from here.
Yeah, it's returning, it's a substring. Okay, fair enough. That's cool. Okay, so
but that's a very good question, because we said consuming because conceptually that's the idea, right? You are kind of trying to move to the right as much as possible in the string. But the nice thing in Rust about str is that you can take a substring and that's not doing any allocation. It's just moving pointers and giving you a reference to that substring.
Yeah.
So that's why we can do this without being concerned about moving the data from one function call to another. It's always there. We are just referencing with pointers a different substring.
Yeah, if I had looked at how we're actually passing the string on, then that would have helped. But here we are. I didn't.
Another stuff that I want to point out last time, line 58.
Yeah.
We are taking the next string to evaluate from a call to ourself, and there is a question mark at the end of the line before the semicolon. And that one is the trick that if it returns known, it stops there, and it will also return known. So it will propagate the known to the caller of ourselves. And that is basically removing the need of an if. Let's say, okay, if the option is known, return known, as next is our return result dot unwrap, I think, or something like that.
Mhm.
So it's syntactic sugar to avoid to do all of this.
And by the way, just for completeness, that question mark also works for result types. So if you are dealing with code that can give you like an error, a result with the error variant, you could use the same question mark to say, okay, now propagate the error up in case that's an error. Otherwise, continue with the regular execution. And you don't need to do if statements there as well.
Fair enough.
So
Okay.
it's interesting that you can use the same syntax for both options and results.
Yeah, fair enough. So in the case of this one, it is going to be somewhat similar to this, only the fork doesn't have sequence, right? It
No,
has
it
two
will have
vectors.
It will have like a left and a right side if you want.
Yeah.
So
this
basically,
means
in the comment is written what we have to do. Here we have to call the string. Where are we now? On left and on right. And if both of them are known, we return known. But if one of them is correct, we go on that one. If both of them are correct, fine.
So it's essentially two for loops, I guess.
I think we can call ourselves with a sequence containing left and call ourselves with a sequence containing right.
So let's say left is going to be
left is already a variable that it takes as a parameter. So
all right.
left branch, I don't know how you want to call
left
it.
branch sounds okay. It's just more conceptual. So this, this is going to be a call to a validate, and we can probably do it with a question mark. No,
because
we shouldn't, because we need the value here.
One of them can be known. The problem is that when both of them are known. So this is an OR, it's not an AND.
We'll pass it the string, we'll pass it the rule set, and we're going to pass the rule of 0, basically, right?
No, here we have to construct the rule with a sequence that contains left.
But I think is it not a sequence already? No.
Yeah, the problem is that we
it must
use the sequence
a rule colon sequence.
Yeah, okay.
Rule colon C.
Okay, so left rules is going to be basically rule. Can we?
Is capital.
No, the current rule, as in this one that we're matching on, right? Because this is the one we got to get the stuff.
We already unpacked that if we're here, because in 962 we already unpacked that.
You already have left and right, basically. You see line 62?
Yeah, you're right. Okay, so we can just map over these? No. Can we
write rule with the capital R colon SQ and inside is left.
Okay.
This is valid, right, Luciano?
I think so.
It's not complaining, so that's quite okay.
And it is a rule that we pass as third parameter in the left branch. No.
Maybe we need to the reference though.
Oh, we need to pass it as is. Yeah, now it's happy.
Okay, well.
But I can probably just do this in line, honestly. I don't think we care much. And
now
it's not happy.
About the type.
Expected usize found enum.
No.
Because there is current rule.
Which is an ID.
Is an ID.
Not
sorry, you're right. We can't forge rules here.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do we do, Luciano? What is
but current rule is just a first reference, right?
Yeah. Yeah, this needs to kind of do them here in line.
Okay, we need to do the two loops.
So we literally need to go, So for, for R, I guess, in left, and then we do stuff here. Actually, let's do stuff here.
Copy the the one in line.
Yeah,
56.
for now, let's copy paste, and then we'll see if we can generalize later.
This thing, yeah, that makes sense. But it's not going to be R. It's going to be R. It's going to be
Yeah, but
left.
leave it
Oh,
null.
we can do this. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, leave it there.
And we need to
you have to
let
declare
this.
null as mutable equal to. This is next for left. Then we'll need a next for right.
Yep,
But
yep.
we
Where's
can
my...
reassign it later, probably.
And I don't think we can use the question mark anymore there, right?
No.
Nope. I'll get rid of it now. Don't worry.
But
And
now
we
you have an option, so that next left will be an option, so you cannot assign it directly. You can do something like let maybe next left, something like that.
Yeah.
In line 65, I mean. And then we decide whether we want to assign it or not.
Like this.
Something like that, and that's going to be an option, and then we need to decide.
Why is it not happy with this?
You don't declare next.
Oh, yeah, because this is going to be next left. Okay, yeah, sorry.
And we have to start it with it equal to string. So in line 63, you can leave equal string that you removed.
Yep. No, you're right. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay. And then basically the same thing for right for now. I know this is brute for C with a lowercase r maybe. How about that?
At every loop, we have to do stuff inside the two loops. So we have to unpack, to check and unpack.
Yeah, we'll have to verify it. Okay, so
if it is a value, we gone. If it is a known, we have to mark the left branch as failed.
This won't check it for none, right? Actually, is there a way to?
Yeah, you can do
there was an is none.
Some or is none.
Is some, I think, is what we care about actually, right?
We care,
because if it is, then this one's going to be this one. Can we just get its value?
You can do unwrap. And there is a better syntax, but
okay.
For now, leave it like that.
Yeah, so let's verify that it works. Oh, yeah, you're right.
Else, if it's not something, it means that it's known. We can break the loop because this loop is failed.
Yeah, which is done.
And we have to remember that the left one failed somehow.
Yeah, we can make this.
Yeah, we could create some variable like
two booleans, left okay and right okay. For now, I know that probably Rust has way better syntaxes to do that.
If it fails, the string will still have length, right? Oh, actually, there's other cases where the string would have left. Okay, fine. Let's left. So no, left fail.
By the way, our next left, if it is none, isn't it already considered failed in our original definition?
Wait, ask again, please.
Can be known because next left is a str reference, so it can't be known, right?
Oh,
this
right,
is not
right,
Java.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
It can't be null.
Is our maybe next left, which is the one.
But maybe next left only live inside the for loop.
Okay,
yeah,
so
let's do it like this, and then we'll figure out how to make
this
it.
This is not Rust and not idiomatic at all, and probably there are ways to write this in 2 lines.
Yep, but for now it's terrible. But we can make it nicer later, after it actually works. I can actually just copy this thing for now. Oh,
by the way, you can use a match statement there. It's probably going to save you a few lines.
So match on maybe next left?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you open the curly braces and you say sum and in parentheses the name of the value.
And?
Like sum left, whatever you want to call the value.
I can't call it left. Okay, L.
X.
Yeah,
X,
or whatever. Even L is probably fine. And then fat arrow, so equal an arrow.
Maybe next.
And you can just say
Next left equal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
next left equal L. At this point, you can just use
Because it
L.
unwraps it, yeah. Why is it unhappy? Oh, because of the else, probably. Sorry.
You need a
And
comma
then,
also, I
yeah,
think, not a semicolon. Because
Right. So none, I guess.
and just fat arrow. In that case, you can open the curly braces and copy your entire else statement.
But we don't need the break, though. Oh, yeah,
No,
we
we
do.
need-
We need the break because we want to
need
break
to break the loop.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, and this means there needs to be another one of these guys here. Yeah, there you go. It's happy. Okay, so let's copy this. It does look a little better, I think.
I still think that there is a way to do this in a more elegant way, but
Definitely.
Not now.
And now you can call, rather than use the L, you can use or.
R,
right?
yeah, right.
Otherwise, it look weird.
Yeah, it does. Okay, so now we can check and we can return.
Okay, if both are false, if both are true, sorry, because you went inversed logic with those booleans.
Can
If
we?
both are failed, we have to return known.
Yeah, you're right. Can we not just return? Oh no, yeah, you're right. Okay, so sorry. Let's write it. So right failed and left failed. Return none. Else we can return. What do we return even? We need to find out which one failed, right?
Okay, let's think. What do we have to return otherwise?
The string. So this either next right or next left. Make sense?
And if they are both valid?
That's a very good question. Well,
Yeah, we need to pick one, but then we might pick the wrong path, right?
Yeah.
I presume left is going to be first because for no real legit reason other than this is advent of code.
Show me the previous match. You scroll up a little bit. Oh, here we are returning some and the rest of the string or known. In the second one, we are returning some and the next, so
or
the rest
none
of the
here.
string, or known there.
Yeah.
Here we have to return some of next something or known. The problem is that here we can have two.
Yep. I guess.
Also, as a suggestion, is suggesting to return the one that contains an empty string because the regular expression can match. But if there is remaining string that is not like a valid result.
Yeah, okay.
Oh yeah, you're actually right.
But now it's suggesting wrong assumption, and I suppose because this can be like a partial branch, so you might still have other things to validate with other rules.
Yeah,
I'm not really sure.
That can come after. How can we split here?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we did the same reasoning.
Yeah, cool.
By the way, also Tommaso had other suggestions before, but I think we can revisit them later because I think they were related more to memory copy and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay, we'll deal with them. Also, apologies, Tommaso, for just plowing on ahead. Right. So how do we split these? But I don't think that's a wrong assumption because these sequences, they need to pass basically. As in, it's got to be one or the other. So if the next right or next left is an empty string,
they will be both valid probably only if they are the same. So let's try for now to just write return left if left is valid, return right if right is valid as known. And we see how it works, if it's solved or not the problem.
wait, return left.
Some next left if left is valid. We return some right next right if right is valid, or else none.
Okay, and then at the very end we return none. But then we don't
Well,
even
we can do a
care.
match with this stuff.
No, because
Can't we
you want to
return a
match, but we need to match different things. We want to see if next right.
Ah, we have two booleans. Okay.
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
We
exactly.
have to
But
match
they're
two
not.
different.
Is it Boolean? Is that the? It's an option.
Left failed is a boolean.
Yeah.
If left failed, we if not left
So if
failed,
not left failed, basically.
Yes, sorry.
Okay.
We return some left.
Yep.
Else, if not right failed, we return some next right.
Yeah.
And in the end, there is a known already down there. I think there is already a known.
There is one. Correct. I'm gonna get rid of the comment. Sorry, I accidentally. And I really need to learn how to use this editor. Should I not?
Yeah, we could keep these comments around because they make sense, but maybe put them on top of
that
particular section of the function. So Tommaso is suggesting that we need to return both because...
Yeah, I know that we need to return both because one can be the other, but for now, let's try like this. What's happening?
Okay, why is this not happy with this?
Because I think that returning both implies to change a little bit how we structured the function.
Ooh, split once. Maybe you need to update your Rust.
Or it could be an old version.
What's happening? Line 107, you mean?
Yeah, it's highlighting this. Use of unstable feature. Yeah, I might need to... let's see, which cargo, for instance?
I think if you do Rust update, you will get the new version. It might take a little bit. But...
Okay, I'm doing it now, but I'm not doing it in VS Code. I'm doing it in a separate terminal. It's downloaded a lot of stuff. Yeah, if we return both, we need to change the signature of this thing.
And also then what happens to the function itself.
I don't know if I'd want to return both, because like this is handling everything, all the rules, and a lot of them return just one string, right?
Here we start from the stuff that given a string and a rule, there is only one path. That is not true because there can be multiple.
Exactly.
But at that point, you need a stack to keep track of all the other stuff that you have to do, or recursive call, or whatever.
Yeah.
But I was hoping that the recursive calls we are doing will be enough. So that's what is upsetting me a little bit.
Okay, this is still downloading. Sorry. Oh no, it's done. Okay, cool.
Try to save or refresh. Okay, now it's...
Yeah, now it's happy with it. Okay, so let's... not sure if this is gonna quite work, but let's see.
Okay.
Hang on, cargo's updating here.
No, why?
Now he's complaining about what?
Mismatch types, expected Boolean.
Oh yeah, because we never changed this because initially we started by returning just true or false.
Can we not unwrap this? Because
that validate is returning known.
It's returning none.
If the rule is not matched, or a string if it is, and the string here must be empty. Otherwise, it means that there is a string left unmatched.
Well, we definitely gotta unwrap it, or we can do like
to return true because filter wants a boolean, I think, out of it.
Yeah.
Only if it is an empty string. Any other option?
Yeah, I think one way you could do it is to do matches some empty string.
So this
matches and exclamation mark because it's a macro.
Oh, I'm not familiar with this
some,
one. And an empty string.
Yes, and then the rest is comma validate. I'm not sure which one comes before or the after.
Why is it on?
So matches is basically a macro that accepts two arguments, one matching expression and one input. I'm not sure which one comes first.
Wait. Fail to lower macro args token tree.
Okay, so validate comes first. So you
Yeah.
do matches, exclamation, open parenthesis, and put the validate. And then at the end of that, you do comma and
Wait.
some.
Yep.
That
Now it's unhappy
and
with
now
the
you
whole
need
thing.
one additional parenthesis or
Yeah,
what?
I think you need one count.
So
Closing
there's
bracket
one for the sum, there's one for the matches, and one more for the filter. Correct. Okay.
So you're basically saying if that the result of validate, which is going to be an option, matches exactly a sum of an empty string, then we return true. Anything else we return false.
I can see it's unhappy with this now. Although Rust Analyzer was still updating. Cannot assign to. Oh yeah. Mute. Apologies.
Yeah. Okay.
Which, by the way, Tommaso was suggesting this other option, but that will be pretty much equivalent.
We'll try it. Let's see if it.
I'm not very confident that this will work like it is now. Probably have to refactor
Me
the
neither,
validate.
yeah.
I don't think so. Let's see what it does at least.
If
I don't
it
know.
compiles, it's something.
Yeah, I'd like to run stuff.
If it works, we'll need to figure out why, which will be
exactly.
will be unexpected if it works.
Yeah, sorry, I should have updated Rust before the call, but before
No
the stream.
That happens. By the way, Rust app update is your friend. Like that's a very cool command if you use Rust app.
Yep. It did everything on its own and it was fairly quick. I mean, I only took it like a minute or something. Well, it worked.
This is working.
So the only reason that I could think why it's working is because the left path is always the right one.
Those two input are never false. Basically, left and right are never valid at the same time. Try to add in line 93.
Okay.
Line 93. Try to add if not left failed and not right failed.
Right.
Panic. And you can panic with a message saying
what the is happening.
Like a function call, right?
With an exclamation because it's a macro.
It's not a macro, panic, no, it's a function.
Yeah. No, like
it's
this.
Macro, okay.
And you need semicolon.
Unimplemented is suggesting.
Oh yeah,
unimplemented.
Unimplemented, or you are not supposed to be here, something like
that. Okay, let's go with unimplemented.
Okay.
And I don't think you need any parameter. I'm not sure. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, let's try. Maybe works with both.
There. But it's probably what? Oh, unused import. Because
it did import it before you were using it as a function. So maybe there is a function with that.
Which is what happened. Sorry, let me run it again.
Yeah, Roberto, you're right. It didn't panic. So it's never happening that you have left and right together to be valid.
So it means only that we are lucky.
Yeah, but that's honestly, this is how the advent of code ones are built. Because you might remember from previous exercises, there were a lot of cases which we just kind of skipped over because the input would not care about them.
Yeah, but just even the last exercise 18 with the parsing of numbers. Numbers were only one figure always.
Yeah, exactly.
You can parse numbers that are 10 figures. It's not hard, but it was not the scope of the advent of code to focus on parsing integers.
Exactly. It was also only addition and multiplication.
And here probably the scope is not handling multiple paths.
Yeah, exactly. But
maybe we can put a comment there just to say like for now we can keep it this way just to see if we need that for second part, we'll do it. But if we don't need it, we can say this is not always correct, but for the input, it will work.
Yeah. So I'll put it in just by the panic there. Where was the panic? Which is not a panic.
Implemented is fine.
I
comment
put it
there.
here.
Yeah, you can
go-
leave the macro call because in reality, if we change the input that happens, it's not implemented. Like we didn't implement a solution for this.
Due to the
Semantically is
fixed
correct.
inputs of this exercise, this will never be reached, but in reality, there are cases where both branches
could be valid.
Can fail or succeed.
This if is the
actually
both of
this is
them
more
are
about
valid.
succeed.
Yeah, because you did the boolean the boolean inverted, but well.
Yeah, my bad. Sorry.
Oh,
it was easier to just go, oh, it's none, so failed. How do you open a terminal like this? I would want to commit because this is currently working.
This is part 1.
Yep. Year 2020, exercise 19, part 1, initial solution. Yay.
Okay, let's read part 2.
Let's read part 2. No, there, we're fine. There you go, there is part 2. So we look over the list of messages and we realize that the rules aren't quite right. To fix them, we need to replace rules. Okay, so part 2 is going to be about replacing rules. How do we know that? Now the rules do contain loops. Aha. And the list of messages. Okay.
I think we always replace that particular rule. 8, 42 with 11, 42, 31.
Okay. It would be cool if they said you have to genuinely do this more explicitly. Okay. Are unaffected by this change. It might help to start by looking at which rules always match the same. Okay. So you only need to handle the rules you have. Building a solution that could handle any, okay, doesn't matter. For example, here's 50 lines of code. Without updating rules 8 and 11, these rules only match 3 messages. However, after updating rules 8 and 11, a total of 12 messages match. So after updating these rules, how many messages completely match rule 0? Okay, so basically, go ahead.
We have to parse the rule that we already have. Like in part 1, we have to overwrite 2 of them, 8 and 11, with the new rules. Copy, we will paste, and then run the same stuff. So,
but they did mention this can contain loops now, right?
I think our solution is smart on that side and can do that, or can miserably explode. But let's try and see if.
My vote is on miserably explode, but let's see what happens. Excuse my lack of confidence.
I'm not sure that we are explicitly checking anywhere except at the very end if the string is already exhausted, like if we overgoed the last character.
Yep.
But that could be easy to include in our validate function.
Probably we will have an out of bound when we do the nth one unwrap. It will panic there if, and we just have to handle it properly.
Do we want to hard code those rules in the rule set?
Now the rule set needs to be mutable, right? Because we'll change
correct.
a few rules.
Yep.
Correct, because this is in JavaScript.
Rule set dot zero dot insert dot data map. How it was.
Insert,
I think we should have it somewhere. Wait.
Yeah, I think so. Get is when we get.
Yeah, there it is. .0 .get.
For the follow J edition.
Cool. So this is gonna have to be I don't know if it's more of an upsert, right?
Yeah, but
because
if
it's an
you
hash
use
map,
insert.
doesn't matter, right?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. Okay, so it is insert actually.
Mhm.
Okay, so the key is gonna have to be, was it a
8.
number?
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
value, we need to write it out by hand, right?
Yeah, we need
Yes.
to hard code the rules.
Okay, how did we call these? There's gonna be rule of type fork.
colon, fork. And inside you have the left array that is an array of one element, 42.
By the way, you
Yep.
can just do vec lowercase exclamation mark and square brackets.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that should be
So
easier.
42. And then another vec of
42
42,
comma 8.
8.
Yeah.
And if I put a semicolon there, yeah.
That
Yeah.
should be fine, yeah.
And now we have to do the same for 11.
Yep.
With
Hard coding
different
stuff. 42 and
42.
31.
Yeah.
I can see the loopy loop. So these are the new rules. Okay.
And line 127 is the same of 115. You can copy 115.
Yep.
And now he's complaining about what? No,
It's not
nothing.
complaining about anything.
Okay.
Input was with an underscore, so I fixed it.
Okay, probably thought that.
I think it's gonna implode, but let's see.
So
Don't
Tommaso
worry.
is making a bet. He's expecting an implemented. Let's see.
Okay, failed. But why? Panicked, not implemented. What happened here? Lovely.
Exactly.
You've actually won the.
You
Good
have won
question, Tommaso.
nothing, but
Yeah. All right, so we should probably do something there, right? Instead of unimplemented, we can return none, I guess. Or are they supposed to be valid?
no, they
didn't
are
say.
valid. They are valid. They are both valid. Is
Yeah,
that
so which one do we pick?
Heh. The one that continue to be valid in the future.
Right, right. You are right.
Can we keep doing recursive calls there in place?
I was thinking. I'm thinking.
We can, but technically, this is recursing through all of it, right? It's like essentially this, oh, but maybe it was part of a sequence or something.
Yeah. If you have a sequence of 3 rules, we are checking the string against the first rule and moving the pointer in the string, then checking against the second number and checking against the third one. And so we move this pointer in the string and we arrive here. When we have a fork, we have the pointer becomes 2 pointers that are moving at different speeds. And so we have to go on after that number that was a fork rule. We have to start the next rule that can be in a sequence from 2 different places. So we have to be in 2 different state.
This basically means that this. Oh no, these are the actual lines validity. Okay, we don't care about that. Yeah, so at this point.
And when we are here and we have 2 valid paths, we don't know if we are in a sequence and the next rule will be 17 or 250.
I suppose we can literally. But we can't return both of them, right?
There is a good suggestion.
We
I think.
could change the signature of the function, returning an optional vector or a vector that is empty. We don't need an optional at that point.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
And at that point, we have to go through all the.
Fair. Okay, so
I
we're
think
gonna
this is
change.
the same thing that Tommaso was suggesting. It's highlighted there that we need to return a vector of references
that's
to
exactly
string.
it.
So you can have 0, you can have 1, you can have many. And if you have 0, it's like you didn't find a solution. If you have 1, that's the only solution.
We need to change this though.
The problem is that when you return 2 of them, the next must be. Then the problem is in our next, because now we take the next string and we go on. When you return 2 elements in the array, you have 2 next.
Or
but
even
you need
more.
to try every path.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we can do that. We can do that. It's a little bit tricky, but we can do that.
It is tricky. Well, we've got 14 minutes. Let's see what we can
Probably
do.
14 minutes will not be enough, but we can start. So
We can
here,
get
instead of
somewhere.
return, okay, let's do this. Let's refactor this with vector and have part one still passing.
Yep.
Okay.
So can we do this and give it a sum?
No, sum is not needed anymore. Just a vector of that.
Yeah.
And instead of returning known, is an empty vector that we have to return.
Yep.
No, the return is not needed because we are returning the match, I think. So just a vector empty.
Is it? Okay, it's automatically.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Cool.
because in 948 we are returning that match.
Okay, so this is going to return a vector of next.
Here, the question mark is not working anymore. We have to do an if because the question.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
You're right.
It
You're
was
right.
nice
You're right.
until it lasted.
Okay, and
Okay.
we can't assign directly to next. We have to
Nope.
assign to a temporary variable.
So basically this thing again. Maybe next equals to validate.
Yeah. Now maybe next is a vector of strings. We know that for part one will always be one, but so we can say that next is if the maybe next length is greater than 0.
Man, my typing really sucks. I'm sorry. Maybe next the length of this.
No, it's .len.
It's dot len.
Mhm.
Which one is len of something? Go. I did
Python.
go. And
Python.
Python.
Maybe next dot len. Sorry. I've been messing with too many languages lately.
Next for now is the first element of this vector, and here we will have to split in the future, but go with the first
Dot
element.
0, I think. No.
Dot first? No.
No. Does it want one of these guys?
0. Fine.
Yeah, cool.
Else we have to return the empty string, the empty vector. That our empty vector is our known now, basically. Now there you can leave that. Leave that. Don't remove that. Yeah. That is when we processed all the rules, but not all the string, and we go on.
Correct.
Then it can be empty or okay. Well, yeah, we
because
check
this is
if
now.
the string is empty the other place.
So it's not going to be so many more. It's going to have to be the same schlange that we did up here.
Yes, validate can return multiple strings. Now we are just taking the first and making part one pass. If that works, we go on doing another 4 on top of it.
So if maybe next left dot len greater than 0 again, right? We next left equals to this guy of 0. This should make it work. Else
you deleted the code that was useful, but
that's fine. Left failed equals true, basically, and then break after that. Now we need to do the same thing here. I'm just gonna copy this. Man, this is some
I am
ugly.
surprised that you don't need a semicolon at line 79.
79. Oh.
Semicolon at the end.
Yeah, it should need one. Okay, and this has to be right. And now it's happy. No, it's not. If not, vector of next left, vector of next right,
and an empty vector at the end. Okay. Part one is still working after all of this refactor.
Let's find out.
We need to change that. Wait.
What?
We need to change the spec. Line 118.
Oh, yeah, this has to be
with an empty string in it.
Okay.
It's not square
with
bracket.
Square bracket, not round. Sorry.
Oh, you cannot use matches because Wait, actually.
This is always going to return a vector now. It's not optional anymore.
Yeah, but the matches was checking against a vector.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why.
We can just do this, I guess. No, we
Yeah, I
cannot.
think it works.
Oh, because there's too many.
But if it's empty, it's gonna give you like a null pointer. It's gonna panic because you're trying to access
An empty
zero.
array.
Okay. Can we? Is there an is empty?
Yeah, but the matches, why was failing? I didn't got the
You can do len major than 0 for now, and that's it.
Or we can just do not is empty, right? Easy enough.
And also the content must be an empty string, not anything.
Oh yeah, you're right. Let me just comment this stuff out for now, because we'll need to test it, but later.
Oh, you know what we can do? We can do something like contains an empty string. I think there is like a contains, like a find type of thing.
Yeah, there is. Whoop.
Yeah, but
There
just
is
one.
indeed.
No?
As long as there is one, I think you found a solution, right?
Yeah, you're right. But it's not happy about what?
Because it wanted it to be a reference.
Okay.
It is now. Okay, so let's try. Where's part 1 to see if it still works? I don't think it will, but let's see.
Okay, it does.
Strange. All the copy pasting and it didn't break. Interesting.
Okay, good work. Good job.
Yeah, woohoo, super.
Now, let's think where we did that square 0 is not square bracket 0, but is for every element in there. And this will become tricky.
Yeah, let's copy paste the line 118.
Yeah, you're right. It's probably a better.
And now we should have that unimplemented again, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
If we run the test.
It is here. We should get
try
it.
to run part 2 just to be sure that the code is not breaking in new, beautiful ways.
Yeah, not implemented. What happened here? Lovely.
Okay, now we can, in that one, we can return a vector with both of them, and that this is the easy part.
Yep.
The problem is that we have to use it back. Next left, next right. Okay. Now, if we scroll up,
we could just make a vector. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. And I can get
we
rid
could
of this.
refactor that, but for
yeah,
now,
let's leave it. It's fine. Up, going up. What is up?
More up.
More up. Okay.
There.
Enough
the
up.
terminal condition, the rule leaf, basically, right?
The leaf is fine because it's just going on.
Mm-hmm.
If there is an A, it's not possible that match an A and a B. It will always match an A.
Yeah.
And B will always match a B.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Leaf is fine. Sequence at this point in line 58 can get back a vector of not only one string but 2 strings. And the next the next will not be one next, will be 2 next.
True.
So
well, it could literally be this thing, right? Because this is potentially a vector at this point. Oh no,
that is a vector.
But this is a string.
Yeah. So
but also you cannot mix paths, right?
Yeah. Okay.
You cannot mix different fork, I suppose. Like when you pick one path, you need to follow that path until the end of that fork. And then you might have the whole path to be valid or not, but you cannot do one step from one path and one step from another.
Yes.
No, you're right. So, okay. This is a sequence. And if a sequence returns 2 strings, it means that...
It means that inside somewhere there is a fork in that sequence. Think of 0 defined as 1, 2, 3, and 1 is defined as 4, pipe 5.
Mm-hmm.
So that one is a fork, and so your first rule, that is 1,
is forking
you are
that.
in a sequence, but the sequence is giving birth to sequences.
To multiple different sequences, basically.
Here we can even have validated returns, not 2 strings, but 20, because
Yeah, these could become 1 million of them.
yeah, it's infinite.
Because exactly. But they did say there are infinite loops.
I have a suggestion, not
Yeah.
to change, is more to discuss an alternative approach, where we change the signature of this function. And rather than having a string in the first parameter, there we have a vector of strings. And then we change that first rule to check if by tagging one character from every string, you find a solution, you keep going. Otherwise, you remove possible strings.
Okay.
Okay, so you want to, okay, let's rephrase this.
At
The
that point,
input
the
is
only place
not
where we are concerned with checking all the possible strings is only when we have a terminal rule. Is that going to help us? I'm not 100% sure. That's why I'm proposing. And
Not super sure.
So you say, let me rephrase this. Change the signature, instead of taking one string, taking a vector of string. Back in the part 1, part 2, we give an array of this line, because we start from a line. We give a vector with one element inside that is just one line. Perfect, very cool. When we are inside this function that validate, will take a list of strings and giving back a list of still valid strings. I like it. I start to like it. And when there are 2 possible solutions, obviously we give back 2 possibles. It grows basically. Yeah, I think it can work. Let's do what we did before. Let's change that string where you are now in a vector of string, a vector to references to string, and hope that lifetime is not biting us.
So, can I rename this to strings?
yeah,
Stringus.
Stringus.
stringus. Yeah.
Now, this isn't going to work anymore. Oh,
Yeah, but
this is going to break everything.
no,
By
but
the way, we have only a few more minutes, just mentioning that.
okay, let's try to do this and having part 1 that is working like before.
Okay. So this will need to be
A vector of ampersand a str. So a vector of strings
because only
which
the
they all
string
have
needs
the
to be.
same lifetime. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Okie doke. So
Now, don't
strings filter.
Don't call it string, but strings was a good name, but just there.
Yeah.
Just strings.
Yeah.
Here, we have to give back a vector of string starting from the previous string. So is a filter. Strings.filter only the strings that start with C. No, but you can do that inside in line 51. That now is
Okay.
We can use filter map because we'll also need to shift. If it's valid, we'll also need to shift by one character.
Yeah, filter map. Yes. Strings filter map, and we have to keep the one that start with star C.
S. Wait. So S starts with star C. Let me just comment because this is a bit annoying. Sorry.
And if that is, what do you have to return in filter map?
A sum or a non.
A sum or a non.
If you return some string, that will be added in the resulting set. If you return a non, it's like you're saying disregard this value.
Okay, so if S starts with C, we return some string 1 dot dot. So not
No.
like that.
Can we do that in a? I'm not
if
sure
you
if
put
this is
curly
okay.
bracket, you can do what you want.
Okay, so if it starts with that,
And after the pipe, before the if, open a curly bracket.
yeah,
there.
Yeah, doing that now.
And keep everything balanced.
Yep.
By the way, Tommaso had another suggestion, but I'll mention it later once
Still
we.
not happy with this. The filter map exists.
Return.
Okay.
Return
What?
some. And now reference to exactly. In fact,
But it's
you
going to
call
be
it
S.
S. Yeah.
Yeah.
Else none. Probably here we can do something simpler from syntax wise, and the line 60 is not needed anymore.
No, it's not.
No, because if there is no character, no strings that start with that character, basically is already filtering.
Oh, because I need to
now it's just upset because
return this, I think.
Yes.
And why is it still not happy with filter map?
Oh, because you need to consume, you need to collect, dot collect.
Oh, yeah, okay. Correct.
Because I think that's at least.
Wait, come on, show me the error again. Jesus.
It's not iterable. Strings is not iterable. It's a vector.
It should be.
Dot iter.
Oh, do dot iter. Yeah, that's maybe why.
Up. Sorry.
This bites me everywhere, every time. Why I can't iter on a vector? Yeah, I know the reason, but it's not getting in my mind for some reason.
Sequences. Yes, are gonna be these. Sorry. These are gonna be fun. Apologies for the yawn. I need to sleep more before these.
That we yawn.
No, it's not the fun.
Next,
it's the lack of
at
sleep.
this point, is not a string, but is a vector of strings.
Yeah.
That will be the next bunch of strings. Bunch of strings.
Yeah. Yeah. It's getting a bunch of strings.
It's getting a bunch of strings, and is returning a bunch of strings. We can assign to next, and if and then just return in 68. Just return next because it's already a vector of string. And if it's empty before time, how can we communicate? We can return empty vector.
I think if we try to filter an empty vector, we'll give you an empty vector.
I think we should have a general check on each of these rules of whether strings is an empty vector, I guess.
But well, if you try to filter an empty vector of strings, you get an empty vector of strings. And probably going through the rules with an empty vector of string and then returning an empty vector of string.
What they said is that there are infinite loops. So I guess at this point we can do like the check here to see if this is completely empty.
You are right, yeah. So if it's empty, just keep returning an empty vector.
Exactly. Like outside of the rule, yeah, so if if strings.len, whoops. Actually, there is a dot is empty, right?
There might be actually, yeah. Nice. Yep. Then just return an empty vector.
Return strings because it's an empty vector. It's already fine.
Yeah. But this is going to keep calling itself, though. It's never going to break.
No, it's not calling itself.
Oh, no, it's exactly. You're right. It's returning the empty string.
Probably 47, you need a semicolon or not? I don't understand why it's not complaining about semicolons.
Because I'm returning. Oh, yeah, actually, yeah, you're right. Maybe it's a new thing in the newer version. I don't know.
Okay, let's read again. Probably we have to finish this next time, but
I think so. Oh, sequence looks okay. Fork we haven't touched. This is definitely not working right now.
No, because we have to do the same changes of taking vector of strings and so on.
Do we?
Yeah, we're just.
Yeah. We have to do exactly the same. Next left is a vector of strings, and next right is a vector of strings. If they are both valid, we return the two vectors together.
I think so. This is returning a vector of strings. This is now a vector of strings, right?
Yes.
So.
Okay. Scroll down.
This is where it's not.
There, we have to return the two vectors together in line 1 of 3. How do you merge two vectors, Luciano?
Yeah.
Or you could do like
Can
a
we
flat
concat
map,
or something?
Yeah.
Flat map. Sorry.
or I think there might be like a append maybe.
Update, extend. Let's say
By
everything.
the way, this is where I want to
Yeah.
suggest what Tommaso was saying, that I did ignore it because we were already in the middle of our reasoning. But he
Okay.
was suggesting with the previous implementation to use a flat map over the input vector of a string and return a
Wait.
flattening map of the match. I'm not really sure I understand that, but it might be interesting to revisit this maybe next time.
Yeah, something like that. Only that I don't know how to do that, Eugen.
Yeah.
Line 107, you return next left. Line 110, you return next right.
Yeah.
and,
These are
line-
fine. Sorry, turn.
Yeah.
These are easy, but it's the this
And the
one.
semicolon. No semicolon. Okay, no semicolon.
No semicolon. I don't want to see no
Please,
semicolons. Why is it unhappy?
because probably append is not also is working in place.
Nice mash types. What does append do?
It adds one element. And instead, here we want to add multiple elements.
Ah, okay. Maybe does it have like concat or something like that? No.
Extend. There is not an extend. No, absolutely nothing. Okay, let's Google.
Yeah.
Yeah, Google time.
Fast concatenate two vectors.
Why is it not opening a new tab? There we go.
Oh my god, all of this. The first one, .iter.chain, a reference to the second, .cloned, .collect. Oh my god, nothing else.
There is
No,
an
but there are at
append.
least 4 different ways I'm finding.
Perfect.
I found a way with append, and you pass a mutable reference.
Try that.
So this one dot append. So mutable reference to this.
Okay, and
Yeah,
can you return it straight away, or you have to return it in the line after? So is this working in place? Return next left.
I presume. What does it actually return? Yeah, I should say.
No, it doesn't return. It's modifying next left.
Yeah. So
Probably
it's
returning a known. Yeah, open close bracket is not a known. Is empty type. How it's called.
Yeah, empty.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Part one is still working, or we broke everything.
I don't even want to take a guess. Yeah.
We have some.
Expected vector found
Wait.
an ampersand.
Because of course now when we
Ah.
start, we need to create an empty vector. Well, not an empty, a vector that contains only the original string.
Yeah,
Yep.
S is vec.
Like
S.
so.
Yeah.
And this should be
We
the
need to do
same.
it also for the, yeah, otherwise it's gonna complain.
We forgot.
If the first one passes, I'm running the second one. I doubt it's gonna work. There we go. Value borrowed after move.
Yeah, let's do that chain thing.
It might still work. Sorry, the mutable reference thing. It might not need it. Yeah, it does. Okay. So the chain thing. Explain. Share the link or.
Or say what to write.
So you can say, let's do let new value, new array, whatever we want to call new vec.
Okay, merged.
Merged, yeah, vec.
Sure.
Whatever.
Vec. Okay.
That
Next,
is equal
left.
to
iter chain,
and then you pass the inside the chain, you pass the other value. What did we
okay,
call it? Right failed.
next
The
right,
next right dot. Iter.
Okay,
And then outside the chain, you do dot collect.
okay, and then we return this thing.
Yeah.
Actually, we don't need to define it as a second, right? We can just return it, I guess.
But it needs to infer the type, right?
Yeah.
No, the Go assigning that is it was happier.
So is it figuring out the right type?
No,
So
it
why
is. It's a
collect is
vector.
not-
Elements of type ampersand string. Why has it got to? Maybe.
Oh, okay, I see why. So try to use into ether rather than ether in both places.
So it doesn't give back a reference, but it. Yeah, okay.
Remove the into iter. Remove the into iter. Go like you were before. No, go like you were before.
Okay.
Go like you were before. Remove the iter.
Okay.
Leave a reference in front of the right stuff.
Okay.
And before the collect, do dot clone.
Cloned with
Cloned, yeah, cloned.
Okay.
Is it?
No. And I think you need to do it also for the next left. You need to do ether dot clone.
Oh my god, it's so hard to me to.
Oh wait! But you cannot do next right cloned without ether. You need to do next right dot ether dot clone, and then clone inside there.
Yeah, inside, not outside. I'm getting sorry. I'm not fully following.
No. Thank you, Rust. We just want to merge two vectors. Come on.
Yeah.
Want to merge two vectors, please.
Now chain isn't happy because triple reference. Fuck yeah. Oh man.
Tommaso was no, not Tommaso. Who was suggesting?
Into iter is the right string, says somebody. Oh, also we got.
Is this the next level of pair programming? Yes, you can see we are tired.
Yeah. Okay. So what do we do? Do we do the into iter or do we do the map, which might change it?
I'm trying to see here on Stack Overflow somebody suggesting that.
If we're on Stack Overflow,
right?
Yeah.
Let me see if we did write it correctly. So next left, dot ether, yes, dot cloned. Try this for a second. Next left, dot ether, dot cloned.
Okay.
Then
it's
dot
not
chain.
Yeah.
Dot chain. Then inside that you do next right, dot ether, dot cloned.
Okay.
Yes. And then all collect. That should work. What is the error now?
So borrow moved value.
Coercion to string.
I don't want to coerce any string.
Okay, so apparently vec of str does not implement the copy trait. That's why.
Oh.
Sorry. For every value in right, append to left?
Yeah.
Can we just...
Sorry if it's ugly as...
Yeah, no, you're right, you're right.
Like, let's do an empty vec and then let's fill it with two for
but
loop.
let's add to the left one.
Okay, does it have like a for each?
But then needs to be mutable then, right?
It's already
Oh,
mutable.
yeah, it is mutable. They're both mutable.
Okay, then, yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
So we can just go next
For
left.
v in...
or that, yeah, okay.
For something in...
next right. Why is it not happy? Okay. Next left.
Append.
Append, insert.
Append. What is the...
V.
I remember nothing at this time of the day.
Okay, and it's going to return next left. Great. Star V.
In ampersand or star?
Or nothing, because his references say...
Expected mutable reference. Whoa, hang on.
Oh, is it append or is it insert? Or push.
I think
Thank you.
It's push. Oh my god.
We are tired. Yes. Thank you very
Yeah.
much for the suggestion.
Yep.
Pan stomach. I hope I'm gonna say your
And
name
now it's
correct.
complaining about next left. Why?
Jesus. So let's
No, why?
new
It didn't
vec.
have the time to read.
It's okay. I'm just thinking let's do a new one. We just move everything in there and that's it. Oh, now it's
Vec.
You
happening.
need to do vec exclamation mark.
Vec
before
exclamation
the
mark.
square bracket.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I wanted to go to the. It's still not happening.
And you need to say that is of type str.
Correct.
Vec, sorry,
But
vec
there's string
ampersand a, yeah. Yeah, that.
like this. No, it was the other way around.
Ampersand
Quote
apostrophe,
A.
whatever is that, yeah.
Yeah. It's not.
Why
happy.
not? Oh, you forgot the.
Because I forgot the colon.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, cool. So for V and next left, new vec push. Is that okay?
The title. No, we are at it again. No, kill us.
No.
No, for a 4 you don't need that.
I think
So
this
what
is
is
going to
the
be a
error?
reference. Consider borrowing here. No.
What is the error there?
Use of moved value next left. Is it outside? No, it's not outside. It should be defined within the scope, I think.
You need to borrow next left. So put the ampersand in front of next left.
At this point, put a star in front of V.
Or next left dot either.
It didn't like it earlier. No. Borrow of moved value.
But when are we moving it?
Where is it moved? Yeah.
It's telling you value moved. If you hover the error again, it's going to tell you in which line we move it. 82, 48. 82.
It's not.
Oh, because when we called that, we already moved it. So that needs to become like a reference or a copy, that next left.
Okay, next time, guys.
Okay, I think, we need to solve this next time. So
Yep.
I will stop it here, Roberto.
Okay.
Let you do the closing.
So, let's wrap it up. As you see, we are quite noob with Rust, but we had a work in part 1 at least in multiple ways. Beautiful. You can find the recording on YouTube. The link is in the Twitch section. If you're watching this on YouTube, we try to stream every Monday 5 p.m. UTC. Make sure to check the Twitch link if you are in the YouTube channel for the YouTube description. This is the repository where you can find all the code. Feel free to leave us comment, PR, suggestion, everything. We are open to discuss about it. Everything is accepted. We are trying to learn Rust. Don't expect our solution to be very clean or idiomatic. We just want to make them run. And then often we try to also to optimize them, but not always. If you know better ways, tell us. We like to learn. Thank you for all the suggestions in the comments that today were a lot. And thank you for the collaboration. Luciano, are we going to raid somebody? Or...
Yes.
Yes.
I'm ready. So it's going to start the raid, which I think will happen in a few seconds.
Well, thanks, everybody.
Thank you, everyone. See you next time.
Thank you, everybody. Bye.